Hi everybody, Meteorologist Melissa Meeder here, and it is a Monday morning at 8:09 a.m. A lot to talk about. Busy weather is going to be taking part over the next 48 hours or so. So the next 2 days, it will go between heat and humidity and rain and thunderstorm chances. So we're going to go over the first warns that are in place over the next 2 days. Today, that's going to be for hazardous heat and humidity. And for Tuesday, that is going to be for scattered rain and thunderstorm chances. So let's really dive into what to expect here over the next several days. Well, today is really the final day of that intense heat wave. We continue to see heat index values of 100 to 105 degrees today. However, we start to kind of pull back the curtain on the 90s as we go into the rest of the week. And that's really going to start with tomorrow. Tomorrow brings the chance for rain and storms. It is back up, the rain chance. We have a first warning in place on Tuesday. There is the spotty chance for some rain and storms today. We'll kind of dive into that a little bit deeper here in just a second. But really, what to expect between today and tomorrow? It's today, spotty chance for rain and storms, very hot, very humid. Tomorrow, not quite as hot as humid, but the first warning is in place for the chance for rain and storms. We will have a cold front moving through with all of that rain and thunderstorm activity. And then we finally find relief on the back end of that. Seasonal conditions, temperatures are in the mid 80s. It's mild. It's not as hot. It's not as humid. And rain chances are few and far between. So really, once we get past tomorrow, things are smooth sailing over the next couple of days and really through the rest of the 7-day forecast. Today, we're at 94. Feels like temperatures of 100 to 105 degrees, a 30% chance for some rain and storms. We'll dive in a little bit deeper. There's some caveats. There are some uncertainties there, but just know spotty chances for rain and storms. Tomorrow, we bump that chance up to 40, 90 degrees, so not quite as hot. Not quite as hot as today, but we are starting to pull back that curtain, as I mentioned, and then we'll be at 86 come Wednesday. Mostly sunny, it's dry, it's pleasant, it's not as humid. So Wednesday is a good representation of basically what the rest of this week is going to look like. So if you like what you see on Wednesday, you're going to like the rest of the week. Today, let's break it down. We've got a 20% chance between about now and noon. Temperatures are in the 80s right now. It's 80, feeling like 84. So it's already toasty out there. 85 by the time we get to 9. Upper 80s by 11. Low 90s between 2 and 6. But, we will make it to 94 as that high temperature today in there. And then 86 once we get to 9. Notice a 30% chance for some rain and storms starts to build by the time we get into the afternoon. That is going to be due to what we are seeing here right now on radar. You see that system that's up into our northwestern corner. It is stretching from Manhattan, Kansas to places like Waterloo, Iowa, Fort Dodge, all the way up into the northern edge of Iowa. This is moving into our northwestern areas. This system, while the best chance for rain and storms today will be in our northern areas, brings everywhere else in the KCTV5 region the chance for rain and storms today, because if you think about how hot, how humid we are, as well as this system may put out some things called outflow boundaries and other kind of micro systems that could lodge now we're getting lodge some air parcels up into the air, and then we could get some rain and thunderstorms. So basically, there is some sort of lifting mechanism possible for today, which is what we need to get clouds to develop, and therefore thunderstorms and rain showers to develop. So during peak heating of the day, I think that's when we could see the better chance across the area to see that rain and thunderstorm activity, because there is so much more moisture and the heat that would be needed. So that's why we have been saying that it's a little bit uncertain about where they will develop, how many will develop, if they will develop. That is because we are unsure. We can't pinpoint if this is going to bring any sort of boundary with it. And models aren't doing a great job picking up on this either. So we'll just kind of break down what's happening right now on radar. So rain and storms are building into the northwestern areas. Maryville seeing some light rain right now. Mound City seeing a thunderstorm. Let's click off the now radar and put on the sweeping radar. And just as I was talking about the outflow boundaries that could come off of this system, well, we're seeing one right there from Savannah all the way over towards Horton. That kind of green line that jets out ahead of that. Right there. that could develop some more rain and thunderstorm activities moving down towards the southeast. We're unsure how long this outflow boundary will stay together. It could move through the metro, and if it does, then maybe a little bit of some gusty winds, and maybe we start to see some rain and storms develop. So that's why we've got that 20 to 30% chance on there for today, because it is a possibility, and we want you to know that. However, we're not totally sure of how this is going to pan out. So that's what we've got right now on radar. Some rainstorms up towards the northwest. We've got this outflow boundary. We're going to watch pretty carefully to see if anything starts to develop along or behind that as it continues to propagate down towards the southeast. With that being said, we are going to take a look at really that potential for some strong to severe storms today. As you can see, it kind of outlines our outer edges. This is a new update too. A level 1 out of 5 risk from Maryville to Bethany over towards the southeastern part of Benton and the eastern portions of Sheridan County. So damaging winds, heavy rainfall would be the primary threats with this. Once we go into the next couple of hours, I told you models aren't doing the best at this, but I think better chances for rain and storms are going to be along the northern area. Once we get to noon, then we start to maybe see some showers and rumbles start to develop, pop up. This model has some of that activity popping up, which is why I'm choosing to use it. Other models do not have anything. They're not picking up on the possibility to see some of those boundaries in and around the area. So this particular model shows that we have some activity as we head into the evening. Now, I think the better chance for rain and storms builds in by tomorrow. I told you we've got a first warrant in place. That's new for Tuesday. It's going to be for the chance for rain and storms. Could possibly be around 2 rounds. One comes late tonight and into tomorrow morning. So here we are, 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. Scattered rain and storms are around. That would be during the morning commute when the kids are heading off to the bus stop. Scattered rain and storms are going to be a possibility. Then we head into midday. By the time we get to about 1 o'clock, another batch of rain and storms starts to move through, hangs out across the area, and then we'll continue to see scattered rain and storms through the evening hours. Pockets of heavy rainfall may be a possibility in this. We are seeing some indications of maybe anywhere between about 1 to 2 inches could be a possibility caught under some of those heavier thunderstorms and rain showers. We can see that here in the metro, around 2 inches is a possibility. However, still a lot of uncertainty of what's going to happen tomorrow as well. Models aren't doing a great job handling on that, but we know that there's a possibility that some pockets of heavy rainfall will be possible there. And it looks like maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain. Other areas, of course, will see less than that, but we could see some heavy rain from this system. I mentioned after we get through today and tomorrow, things are pretty smooth sailing. Here's a look at that. You could see Thursday, Friday, nice. Mid-80s, 84 Thursday, 86 on Friday. And then the weekend gets even cooler. We've got another frontal boundary that moves through. That front will bring a small chance for some isolated rain showers for the weekend with partly cloudy conditions, but we're 84 on Saturday and 80 on Sunday. Look at those low temperatures too, offering the relief from what has been for me, has felt like a long heat wave, but it's going to be a lot more refreshing. It's going to be a lot more seasonable, a lot more bearable to be outside and do fun things outdoors and be able to enjoy your time outside. So that is the good news. Not quite as hot, not as humid, and we will generally be mostly sunny to partly cloudy with mainly dry conditions. So that's the latest update I've got for you here this morning. It's the heat and humidity today, the potential for some spotty rain and thunderstorms. Tomorrow, not quite as hot, but still in the 90s. 40% chance for rain and storms, first batch in the morning and into the mid-morning, and then again as we go into the afternoon and evening. And then we're smooth sailing there on out. Temperatures in the mid-80s, mostly to partly sunny conditions with a small chance for some rain. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day. If you haven't left the house yet, maybe grab an umbrella just in case. Don't want to get caught under one of those disorganized thunderstorms that could develop today. I hope everybody has a wonderful Monday.